Hey everybody, it's Joe from Papa Jobo's. Today we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. First things first, we're going to be talking about spoilers. Second, let's get right into the good stuff in this film. Because, look, there is some good stuff in it, and I wouldn't be fair if I didn't actually talk about that. The first thing is watching Benedict Cumberbatch act. I like watching him act basically in any role he's done, even really crappy ones, stupid stories, things that don't really make sense, plot holes, blah, blah, blah. He's one of my favorite actors, and I think he's one of our best actors out there. So it was awesome watching him act, and I think he was cast correctly for this role. I loved the first Doctor Strange movie. I thought it was really good. Loved it. Okay, I really liked it. This one, we'll get to that in a minute. The second thing is watching Elizabeth Olsen act. She was good. Really surprisingly, she was really good as a mother figure. I don't think she has kids in real life, does she? Someone can comment below and let me know. But she really did a great job of that. That was the best part that she played in this, was as a mother figure. As the Scarlet Witch, she does good. I liked her as the Scarlet Witch. Some of the special effects surrounding her were cool. They were very Sam Raimi. I enjoyed that. There's... what else do they have in this that I like? There's a really cool scene where America Chavez, we'll get to her in a second, and Doctor Strange are crashing through the different universes. They turn into paint, they turn into a cartoon, they start breaking apart in one, they're going through cool worlds. I thought that was a really cool scene. It lasted about a minute or two, so I got about a minute or two in this movie that I liked. Actually, the last part I liked was this, and this is a cool part. There's approximately a 15-minute window in this film where Sam Raimi just gets to be Sam Raimi. That's it. There's no ESG score. There's no cultural Marxist baloney. There's no woke nonsense. It's just Sam Raimi being Sam Raimi. And it is good. And had the whole film been like this, it would have been a great film. Just let the guy do his thing. He is good. He's one of our best directors ever. It's a scene where Doctor Strange and his girlfriend from another multiverse, they're walking into another universe that's been colliding with another universe. And there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. The special effects in it look cool. There's cars twirling. There's tornadoes. It's very dark and eerie. It's very Sam Raimi. They go to Doctor Strange's sanctum to get some help. And who does he meet there? Another very dark Doctor Strange. This is a great scene because it has Benedict Cumberbatch acting with Benedict Cumberbatch. That's it. It's really cool. He plays both characters wonderfully. But where it shines is that Sam Raimi gets to act like Sam Raimi here. You get to see all his little elements that he adds into all his film, like Army of Darkness and some of the Spider-Man films where some really dark stuff comes in. And you get to see a really cool battle scene between both the Doctor Stranges. And then the Necronomicon is there. It's not really the Necronomicon. I think it's called The Darkhold is the book in it. But it's the Necronomicon. Like, honestly, that's what it is. And they're fighting over that. And the whole thing flows wonderfully. There's a lot of dark stuff in it. There's evil spirits coming out. There's everything you'd imagine that Sam Raimi does in a scene, he does here. And it's wonderful. Why couldn't they just let him do it? Well, here's why. Those were the good things about the film. Let's get into the bad things. First and foremost, it is woke. It is nonsensically woke. It is cultural Marxist woke. It is activism woke. It is identity politics woke. It is nonsensical. For no other reason than that, it's a horrible film. Because for me, if you put that into a film, it immediately goes to a 4 out of 10. Immediately, if not lower. It doesn't matter how good the rest of it is. You've just ruined it by virtue signaling and being cultural Marxist, which I can't stand. And they do that in this. Let's get to America Chavez. America Chavez, a comic book character. I didn't hear of her until probably 4 or 5 months ago on another YouTube channel I watched. I was like, who is this? It's apparently a comic book character whose comic books sold like maybe 4 comic books throughout the world. And nobody knows who she is, but yet Disney's hyping her up. And they've got all these women surrounding her saying, hey, she's the greatest thing ever, except she's not. No one likes her and no one wants to follow her. Here's the thing about it. The actress in it, I don't like to rip on actors and actresses who haven't come out as cultural Marxists and activists. If you've done that, you're open game, man. You've just allowed yourself to be ripped into in every way possible because you've shown that you don't have everything working up here. But this actress, I don't know her. I don't know anything about her other than she was in this movie. And trying to be as nice as I can here. She was about a 3 out of 10. She was just really boring. But they didn't give her a lot to do either. This just goes into bad storytelling. This has nothing to do with being woke. She is a MacGuffin. She's a plot piece that needs to be there in order to open up galaxies, portals to other galaxies, or portals to other universes. And that's what she does. There's one scene where her lesbian moms get sucked into a portal and she freaks out. That was forced in there by Disney and is patronizing to people who are actually, you know, of that persuasion, because they are catering to you in the most ridiculous way ever. Take a movie like Brokeback Mountain, something I'm not into personally, not my sort of thing. But, you know, if you like it, cool. You know in that what you're going to get. Not only that, it's a story about two people actually, you know, acting and doing their thing without a huge message in it, right? But I digress. She ends up being, like I said, really boring. I'd give her a 3 out of 10. Her acting chops. I hope she goes on to have a really good acting career as long as she's a good person, a decent person, that she can stay away from all the nonsense in Hollywood and that she has a good acting career. But in this, really bad. It's almost like she didn't want to be there. Another part that's really strangely bad in this is that in the beginning, the special effects are crappy, like really crappy. I didn't like them. They looked cartoonish and ridiculous. We'll just cover that real quick. That happened. Another thing is that Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. No, he isn't. Anybody who knows anything about Doctor Strange understands that Doctor Strange is the Sorcerer Supreme. You don't give it to anyone else. Did the guy who played Wong play him well? He played him pretty well. I don't know his real name, sorry. But he played him well. Fine, whatever. That wasn't his storyline. It shouldn't be his storyline. And Disney stole it for a reason, and we know why. So that was in it. There's a lot of other little things that I could just go on and on about that make the film just gradually go downhill. But here's the biggest problem. It has nothing to do with wokeism either. It has to do with a stupid plot device, It is so dumb. And here it is. The Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, has 2 sons that she's never given birth to, that never existed, that came from the show WandaVision, which I didn't watch. I know this plot summary because I read it. These kids don't exist. She decides that she's going to destroy everyone and everything simply because she wants to find these kids that she's never actually had, never actually held, and that don't actually exist anywhere other than in apparently one other universe. And she's willing to kill anybody to get to them. Anybody. Even children. It makes 0 sense. None. That is not a motherly characteristic. It is so nonsensical and stupid that the entire plot summary revolves around that. Like I said, it's not a motherly instinct. Watching a mother go out there and try to murder children to get to her children makes this much sense. It is ridiculous and I hated it. It was stupid. On another note, why was she the central piece to this entire story? Isn't it Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, not Wanda Maximoff? Look, I heard some reviews prehand that made me think that Doctor Strange had about a 15 to 20% role in this film, and that Wanda had about 80, 85, obviously, math. But it turns out to be about 50-50, which it shouldn't have been. It should be more like 75-25. That's how it goes. Good guy, bad guy. You know, this is my show. It has my name in the title. Another problem with this show. But yeah, just getting back to it, watching Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, kill everybody because she wants to get access to 2 kids that she's never actually had is probably one of the top 10 worst plot points in a film that I've ever seen. What was Doctor Strange's role in all this? To stop her. Well, that's cool, but what did we learn about him in the process? That he still loves his girlfriend. Duh. That he is not the Sorcerer Supreme. Stupid. That he can't fight very well in some scenes, which is classic Disney. Oh, and let's get to this point real quick. Something I should have mentioned earlier, but I'm going to mention it now. All the men in this film are really stupid. They die really fast, and the battle scenes happen between women. There's a scene between this alternate Avengers group called the Illuminati and another multiverse where all the men come in and just die literally like that. You have John Krasinski coming in as Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, and he dies in the dumbest way possible. All she does is basically snap her fingers. He's dead. all the men die and the women fight blah 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 really well, but the women die too, and you really don't care. Why did they change everybody into a woman? It's called gender matching. I'm doing a video on that later. However, in this video, I'm just going to leave you with this. This is a film that is woke. It's a mess. The plots are stupid. It has MacGuffins. And it has some poor acting, and unfortunately it has some poor directing because Disney made Sam Raimi check off that ESG list. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's real. They have to check off these boxes in order to make a film at Disney now. It's insane. Overall, this film is about a 3 out of 10 for me. If they had just let Sam Raimi do the whole thing, like that one 15-minute scene, would have been a great show. Maybe an 8 out of 10, even with maybe an 8 out of 10 with the same stupid plot devices. Okay, maybe a 6 out of 10. Let's be fair. Yeah, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. I'm really enjoying all your guys' comments, your feedback, the subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. It's just awesome being able to do this, have fun with it, talk to people who either think the same and some that don't. The only thing I'm asking is, like, there's no reason to get nasty and vile. You don't need to call people horrible names and, everything that's horrible in the world simply because you don't agree with them. Just have a conversation with me. I'll have one with you. Even if you want to go off and be nasty, feel free. You're helping me out in my comments and with my algorithm. Having said that, I do not recommend this film. I wouldn't go see it. Wouldn't go see it again. I've completely forgotten a lot about it already. And 3 out of 10 is generous. Nope, let's leave it with a solid 2 out of 10 because that's what it deserves. I'm Joe from Papa Jobo's. Peace.